I was just wondering if we could get an interview. If you don't want an interview and you want to
Oh,
be silent,
fine, have an
you can go.
interview. Go ahead.
Okay.
You know who I am. You know I'm a dangerous lawbreaker with a long rap sheet.
Okay, Laura, I'm going to read you your rights again, okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided to you at no cost. Do you understand your rights?
Wonderful, yes.
Okay.
That's what you want me to say, right? So I said it. Okay, now go on.
Okay, do you want to talk to me?
No. I want to go home. I don't want to talk to you. I didn't want to talk to you in the first place.
Okay. All right. You don't want to talk? Would you like to go back in your cell?
No, I want to go home. That's where I want to go. You're asking me to tell the truth, and I'm telling you the truth.
Ma'am, you can't say that you don't want to talk yet.
Okay, let's
you
have
wanna
a talk. What do you want to talk about?
About what happened tonight, that's all.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Okay, what happened tonight?
The neighbors complained, and you came, and you told me to talk to you, and I did, and you brought me to jail.
Okay, well, let's elaborate a little bit on that by how many times have the police been out to your house tonight?
Never.
They weren't out there at all tonight?
Well, I guess they were there once. I don't know. I was in the house. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay. Was the music too loud the first time?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay. When we were there, do you believe the music was too loud?
No, I don't.
Okay. You enjoy loud music?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I just want you to know that...
Can I ask you a question?
Go right ahead.
Have you ever been to our house before?
I've never been to your house, I don't
Okay,
believe.
thank you.
Okay. We had an officer out at your house prior. He told Alan to turn it down. Apparently Alan turned it back up because he told me he turned it back up after the officer left. I've been talking to Alan at the same tone that I'm talking to you, so apparently his hearing is not as impaired as severely as he's saying it is. He just said he likes loud music and he's going to do what he wants. He turned the music back up. When we approached the house, we could hear it all the way down the street. It was just altogether too loud. So when you guys came outside yelling and screaming at us when we were trying to investigate the crime of you guys having your music too loud, okay, that's another crime. It's disorderly conduct, okay? Plus some other things that happened between Alan and the neighbor. Do you know anything that happened between Alan and the neighbor?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you know the neighbor?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. You don't see him often when you're
No,
there?
I don't.
Okay. Alan says you live with him right now and he's moving into your house soon. That's correct? Okay. How long have you guys been at that house? A couple years, he said on the scene?
I will say yes. Because he said yes, I'll say yes. You provided that information to me, and I agree with you.
Okay, that's fine, ma'am. I'm asking you, you know, right now I'm giving you a voice to just tell me.
I'm afraid to give you any voice because everything I say gets me into trouble. I wanted to stay home, you wanted me to talk, and you brought me to jail.
Okay, so
I don't even know your name. You know my name, you know all about me.
okay, it's Officer Gutierrez.
Officer Gutierrez, what? Your first name is Officer? That's what your mother named you?
No, ma'am.
You popped out and she named you Officer?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then.
Would you like to know my first name?
Yes, I would. I want your card,
Okay.
and I want to know who you are.
You will get a card, okay?
Okay.
All right. and
I
you will
don't
get all
really
my
want to
information.
say anything to you. I really don't. Because
Okay.
the more I say, the more trouble I get into.
That's fine.
Do you see that? Oh, he's looking. Do you see that? The more I say, the more questions I answer, and he looks down, the more trouble I get into.
I'm listening to you.
Okay.
I don't have to look at you. I'm
Okay.
listening.
All right, fine.
Ma'am.
I'm very angry, and I'm sorry if my voice gets loud, but I'm very angry and I'm being honest with you.
And that's all I want
And
you to do.
I would be
And-
phony if I was being all calm and pretending this wasn't important to me, because it is. You know, you have brought me here for playing loud music. There's people out there that are dealing drugs and having prostitution and tagging things, but yet it's worth our city's money to bring me here and lock me in a cell. I'm sorry. I just think it's absurd. Do you know what high school kids do to your meth not in our town bumper stickers?
What's that, ma'am?
They put an A on them, math, not in our town, because it's a joke. Okay, go ahead.
What?
with your questions about my disorderly conduct.
Ma'am, we would have just left if you guys wouldn't have carried on and become disorderly. Okay, we could have mailed you a ticket for having too loud of music. Okay, all right. Your actions and attitudes, along with Alan's, basically is what landed you here after we got there. We were investigating a crime when we got there. We understand you're upset. How many times did we tell you guys, hey, just calm down, let's talk about this? Okay, I understand you both have been drinking. I don't think this is exactly how you guys normally are. You know, maybe a little bit of booze kind of makes you a little more, just like anybody, makes them a little more susceptible to being aggravated. Okay, especially being at your home. Okay, that's why I'm just telling you, I can understand that. But when I'm asking you to calm down and asking him to calm down, so that way we can resolve this without anybody going to jail, so we can be out on the streets looking for meth dealers and things like that.
I'm sorry, I have a hard time taking you serious, but go ahead. I'm being honest with you.
You know, you can be
There's
honest
a
with
meth house down the street from where I live. You guys busted them with helicopters, dogs, and everything else, and within 2 weeks they were back in business. And they were doing a fine business a year later. They're just doing fine, and nobody's been there, and everything's fine.
I
So,
understand.
go ahead.
When I asked you, have you reported it, you said, hell no.
What good does that do? I've called here and they go, well, you have to keep a log. Keep a log of every time something comes and goes and something happens, and then we'll do something about it. Now, please, that's just so unrealistic. And we're not talking about the neighbors, we're talking about what happened tonight, so let's go from there.
Correct. I'm just addressing the issues that you're bringing up. We're talking. If there's anything that you want to talk about tonight, I'd like
You're
to hear it.
manipulating me. Okay, you want to know about tonight, so go ahead.
I've already asked you the questions I need to ask. Is there anything you want to tell me that, you know, that you want me to know before you go back in there, or no?
I'm going back in the cell, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go, because there's no more information.
Okay. Fair enough.
When do I get to go home?
You'll see a judge in the morning, and it's up to the judge.
So I'm going to be locked up here till morning.
You'll be going to Kingman, and then you'll be in Kingman till morning. Anything else I can help you with?
No, I want to go home. That's what I want to do. What do I need to do to go home tonight?
You've been arrested for excessive music and, I think 2 counts of noise violation. That's up to the case officer.
Mhm.
And disorderly conduct. That's what you're going to Kingman for, is a disorderly conduct. Okay?
Okay, so there's nothing I can say, there's no amount of honesty, or there's no amount there's nothing I can do to correct the situation.
You guys didn't deceive me on scene. What you did was you became disorderly when we were advising you just turn down the music.
We weren't violent. We weren't on drugs. We didn't have any drugs.
You were on the cusp of being violent.
We
You were
weren't
yelling.
driving. We weren't doing anything other than being at home and wanting to be there.
And when the police come to investigate a crime, you come outside.
And I didn't want to talk to
Yelling.
you. I didn't want to talk to you. I went in the house. You called me back out. You made me talk to you. I wanted to go back in the house. You made me come out and talk to you. And
Because you're going to
then
be arrested.
I wanted to go in the house, and you wouldn't let me go in the house and be
Because
quiet.
you're under arrest, ma'am.
Okay. I want to be
understand that?
clear. I want to be clear with that with you. I wanted to go in the house and be quiet, and they would not let me go in the house and be quiet. They insisted that I come outside and talk to them.
No, we insisted you come outside and sit on the porch.
I did that, and
You started becoming disorderly all over again. But we don't want people walking around in a home where we don't know if there's any weapons. And what happened when you went in to go get your shoes? There was a gun on the wall, a rifle on the wall.
I don't
And you
know
said,
anything
I
about
don't know
that.
anything about that. You've
I
been there
don't
for
know
2 years.
anything about that.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, we don't know what's in the house. We don't want the people that we're dealing with in and out of the house possibly to go get a weapon. Obviously, you weren't happy that we were there. So that's why we wanted everyone in one
Well,
area.
who would be happy that you're there? You know, realistically.